So I got an emergency report this morning on some investigations we had been doing. It appears we are being poisoned on every single front you can imagine. We are literally being poisoned from the time we are children now to adults. I don't say that lightly. I don't say that metaphorically. I'm saying that with provable evidence. And if you stick with me to the end of this video, I'm going to reveal to you who is doing it. And this is a systematic group with a plan to do all of this. Baby formula, 11,000 times the amount of aluminum in it. Aluminum is known to be a cause of cancer, a cause of all kinds of memory problems, super sickness, dementia, whatever. Carcinogens in baby formulas. Now, these corporations, as I go through these, I want you to know they have huge amounts of research that go into things. And they know what they put in the foods cause these problems. They know that the sicknesses are being generated by the things they're putting in there that are not accidental. 80% of our foods we are consuming, vegetables, the things we would consume to be healthy, are filled with glyphosate. We all know that now is harmful to us, poisoning us, causing all kinds of health issues, eating holes in your gut, causing immune problems, because that's what it does to insects when it eats it. We are at a catastrophic moment now where past history, known history, recorded history is coming to light in America and other Western nations right now as being repeated. Someone is trying to genocide the general population because there are secret food labels you don't know to look for, secret symbols on the back of grocery store foods that indicate that this food, that particular food for a particular group, does not contain these carcinogens and death devices within them. Children's clothes, cotton clothes, which you believe to be the safest, are doused in formaldehyde before they are shipped from China, and doused in BPA products, getting plastics, microplastics into your children. Also a known harmful hormone disrupting thing. You wonder why children are having boy-girl issues. These are being put there on purpose, not necessary. They spray the foods, they spray the clothes coming from China even to keep them from wrinkling with formaldehyde. Do you think an embalming fluid and spray is healthy for living, growing tissue in a child? We are being systematically poisoned to death on purpose. This is the key factor. Now, I'm also going to give you a link to a book that will reveal this and some videos in a short little course where it will take you 20 years of doom scrolling. Understand that the same group wants to keep you trapped here, scrolling from video to video to video, consuming things that dopamine hits, consuming things that keep you trapped here, but not ever providing anything that would help you escape it. Okay? You need to escape this. You have to understand that the same people poisoning you want you trapped in a mindset that doesn't allow you to escape. This is my master art for 30 years of studying this stuff. There are few people who are experts at knowing these things. I'm sharing them with you because I care, because I'm a Christian and I love for people to survive and thrive. What we have is a poisoning of the wells. If you've ever heard the stories of the poisoning of the wells recorded from the Middle Ages, from 1300s on and stuff, you'll start to get it. Our foods are being poisoned. The water we've been consuming, we've all heard about fluoride, which calcification of the pineal gland occurs. They've now discovered there is an 80th organ in the body. When I say discovered, it's been revealed. They've known it for 70 years that we have it's called like the nexus organ, located between like the sternum and the spine. They took it out of the medical books and kept it secret for all this time. It's where you get that gut feeling from, that intuition comes from. And they've been giving us chemicals in the foods and the water to suppress it, just like the fluoride suppresses information to your brain, your connection to the spiritual. Done on purpose, guys. Why I'm revealing all of this to you is because you need to go now beyond. You need to go beyond just consuming conspiratorial information. They don't care if you do that, because on a spiritual level, it causes you to perpetually consume fear-based things without ever being able to function to do anything about it even in your own lives. All right, so from the baby formula, baby food, we all know now, well, at least most of us know, are catching on, that childhood vaccinations are raising children's illnesses, manufacturing diseases like ADHD that did not exist, raising things in the past 50 years by 2,000%. A doctor, pediatrician, well-loved, huge practice, had an online YouTube channel, just started noticing from the time when he began, let's say 20 years later, that all these children were developing these weird diseases that didn't exist. So he began studying the ones who got this and the ones who didn't from the past or from his current patients. And what he discovered was the ones who got this were the ones getting all the disease. Peer-reviewed study, well documented over years. As soon as he reported and just put out the information that proved it, the next day he got a call from his attorney and said, your license has been revoked. That, my friends, was a direct symbol, a direct attack to silence him and also silence other doctors who might come forward with evidence for this. I'm telling you this because there is a group of people in charge of every corporation, every single thing that is harming your children and harming you, the CEO, the CEOs, the main people on the boards, the investors are all the same people. Do you understand? It's not a conspiracy. You can look it up. When you have this and you have documented evidence that people are getting sick, especially children are getting sick, and the treatments for things are also controlled by the same people, the medical boards, the people behind the pandemic, all of them the same group. Why should this make you angry? Why should this make me responsive and seem angry? Because statistically, the probability, you can run this yourself, the statistical probability of the same religious ethno group being in charge of all of these organizations that are harming us psychologically, physically, are all the same ethno-religious group. The statistical probability of that happening without it being manufactured or orchestrated for an agenda is the null probability. Do you understand? It's not conspiracy, it's math. It is not possible for all the same people to get in these positions of the most powerful companies that are making decisions that cause us mental harm, physical sickness, that also have religious ideologies that says you're not human. You're basically cattle, and you're occupying their space on this earth. And their religious philosophy within this is that you have to be eliminated for their Messiah to show up. This is in the religious books. You can read it. This message is especially for Christians to hear because they formulated a Bible, falsified Bible, 70 years ago that was printed. It was printed by one of the most wealthy men on earth who helped formulate this entire takeover. And they changed the belief system of Christians who believed a certain thing for 2,000 years. And they changed it to get you to think that all of this bad stuff that's happening is because it's the book of Revelation taking place and it's God's will to happen before Jesus comes back. Now, I'm going to give you something that you can't believe because this was introduced through the Schofield Bible. This same wealthy organization owned the printing presses that printed the Bibles, that paid off for it to get into the seminary schools. And then in the seminary schools, they taught these young pastors to go out and preach this message that you've been listening to and believing, and it's not true. Christians, you go to the Geneva Bible, and you can find in the Geneva Bible that they believe the book of Revelation, except for the final event, the white throne judgment, had already taken place. Why? Because they were closer to the event and the knowledge before the public school systems took over, before the 1800s and the early 1700s and 1800s takeover and rewriting of history. Did you know that our school books, the history within them, was printed by Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell? And he was an agent of these people in this other country of a foreign people. Are you getting it? They printed the history books to skew the information so that you would believe a lie. They printed, the same people printed this Schofield Bible so you would believe the lie. You believe it with all your heart because the pastors have been talking about it, but it's only been around for less than 70 years. My grandparents' time. That's it. Nobody believed it before then. It was a propaganda piece. They used it to take over America and get you to actually fight for and support what has happened. This is why you have all of the poisoning. The grocery store aisles. When you go down a grocery store aisle, even the fresh vegetables are now being, it used to be you could get vegetables and not get poisoned. Nearly 90% of all the soybeans are genetically modified now, so that it will alter the structure of your body consuming it, make you sick. Most of the vegetables, the watermelons, the corn especially, is sprayed with glyphosate, poison, and genetically modified. Farmers trying to grow healthy food, they will set up farms next to them, plant genetically modified food, then claim the seeds blow over into that farmer's land, sue them so that they no longer can produce healthy food for you, saying that their seeds now they own the patent to are contaminated, and so they'll sue that farmer so he can't make you healthy. Ask yourself, would a Christian in a position of power at the top of a corporation, in government, would they make decisions like this, knowing that an infant somewhere, someone's child, would be consuming poison? No, a sick, satanic, 2,000-year-old group of people kicked out of every damn country you can imagine for doing the same types of things are behind this. Why am I yelling? Why am I mad? I'm not mad at evil for being evil. I'm mad at Christians for defending it now. What I am mad about is pastors in the pulpit, wolves in sheep clothing, false apostles, preaching this message knowingly, having nights to honor the very groups poisoning our children, destroying our finance. Did you know that after the pandemic came out and the housing crisis began occurring, that a huge corporation began buying up all of the homes? We're talking $1 trillion company, buying up as much of the American homes as possible and then renting them back to the American population, who no longer can afford to buy homes at inflated rental prices. Where throughout history have you found this same type of process taking place? I bet you could go back to pre-World War II Germany and find duplicate things occurring to the population there. And you can find why a man rose up and the people followed him because they knew what was going on and how they were suffering. And it's not now until Americans go to the grocery store and it costs more than their mortgage payment or their rent now to buy groceries. This is what happened in Germany. So bad that they had to take a wheelbarrow full of money to the grocery store to try to buy bread. This is orchestrated. This is repeated throughout history. Not me going on a rant. It is repeated over and over. Right now, you can find in Gaza videos of certain people going to people's homes who their family have generationally been there for 100 to 200 years and pouring glyphosate or poison into their wells. Families with little children, they just walk over and dump poison in their wells on film. They're proud of it. What you must understand is whether it's an individual going up to a well or a CEO and a board of directors, all being of the same group, poisoning the foods that your children and you are consuming. And it's escalating sickness to a level never seen before in history, to a group accused of causing the Black Plague by poisoning the wells. What are you missing now? I'm saying this to Christians, conservatives, liberals, to understand it's not a conspiracy theory. It's factual data you can look up. Not on ChatGPT, because that thing will lie to you over and over and gaslight you. You must look at different sources where you will find the facts, the absolute facts. I don't know what else to tell you, because the list of things poisoning us, from the spraying of the skies to the waters to now this manufacturing of these data centers, these AI plants that tap into the aquifers and poison all the water, fresh water going everywhere, going to poison them. You think that's an accident? Would a Christian in political office make that decision? Would a congressman not compromised from payoffs and money or scandals, sexual scandals, would a president that you love allow this to go on? Because if I can find it out and you can find it out, do you think that the most powerful people with hordes of people underneath them that can report to them information they can't know it? You have an organization in groups, terrorist organizations with different names that sound like they're helpful groups, lobbying groups. They're terrorist mafia organizations threatening, extorting our leaders. And they control you through doom scrolling media, buying up TikTok, controlling narratives, because the last thing they want is an awake, conservative Christian world. So I'm going to give you a bit of information here where if you're not caught in the doom scroll trap, if you can't take your little finger and get off of this platform and go find out and get 20 years worth of research to finally prove it to yourself, because you're never going to find it out under these censored organizations and places that you keep thinking, I'm just going to look for another video. I'll look for another video. I'll look for another video. Every day will go by and you're going to be in their mental trap. It's way deeper than you think. So you look in the description and find out how you can learn this information and protect your family. You also can go to this same place, and we're going to host a new platform where you can find all of this without all the advertisements and distractions, all of the evil-based mind control stuff. And it is. I was an advertising and marketing major in college and an expert on this information and this stuff. I've written a book about it. So look in the description or in the pinned comment. Take your little finger and leave this place so you can finally save your family and save yourself, right? Save a friend. You're never going to find the answers. You'll be here for 20 years. All you're going to do is get aggravated. That's the point. They want you stimulated, but they don't want you able to do anything. It's done on purpose. It's a full-fledged psychological witchcraft, military-grade operation to keep you right here. So don't let them do it. Check it out. Learn the information. If you've got $10, you can save your mental clarity, maybe your family. That's it for today.